Hello dear students, welcome back once again to Kamla Online Learning. We are back again with another informative video lesson from your schedule. Please be completely attentive during the teaching. Keep your textbook and also a rough book with you. Note down important points and difficult or new words as we go. This video lesson will begin with an overview which will give you an idea about the contents of the lesson. It will be followed by learning objectives. Please note down the learning objectives in your notes and try to answer them at the end of the session. If you have any doubts, rewatch the video and refer to your textbook and study material. In case you need further clarification, please mail your doubts to kamalaonlinelearning@gmail.com. This video is recorded with simple, easy to understand language and eye-catching graphics. We hope it helps you to understand the concepts better. So, let's get started.
Let us learn the reaction of metal oxides with acids. Click each tab to learn more. Take a test tube. Place a small amount of copper oxide in it. Now add diluted hydrochloric acid. The copper oxide dissolves and the color of the solution becomes blue-green. The reaction of copper oxide with hydrochloric acid produces copper chloride and water. Finally, we can conclude that this reaction is similar to the reaction of a base with acid. Hence, we learn that metallic oxides are basic in nature, like the metal hydroxides. Now, let us learn the reaction of a non-metal oxide with a base. Knowledge check. Attempt the following question to check your understanding. Reaction of non-metal oxide with a base. As far, we have learnt that the calcium hydroxide is a base and reacts with carbon dioxide to produce a salt and water. This reaction is similar to the reaction between a base and an acid. So, we can say that carbon dioxide, which is non-metal oxide, is acidic in nature. Think and discuss. Which gas is usually liberated when an acid reacts with a metal? How will you test the presence of this gas? When acids react with a metal, hydrogen gas is generated. The presence of this gas can be tested by lighting candle. Common elements in all acids and bases. Take solutions of hydrochloric acid, glucose, alcohol and sulfuric acid. Take a beaker. Pour a dilute solution of hydrochloric acid in a beaker. Take a rubber cork and drill 2 holes on it. Now connect to different color wires to graphite rods separately. Keep them in 2 holes on rubber cork. Place it in a beaker. Connect the free ends to the 230-volt AC power supply through a bulb. Now switch on the AC power supply. Observe the changes in a dilute solution. Repeat the same process separately with glucose, alcohol and sulfuric acid. Similarly, perform the same procedure using alkalis such as sodium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide. The bulb starts glowing in the case of hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, but does not glow in the case of glucose and alcohol solutions. The current flow in the solutions of hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, but does not flow in the glucose and alcohol solutions, because the electric current is carried through the solutions by ions. In dilute HCl, the positive ion is H+. This suggests that acids produce hydrogen ions H+, which are responsible for their acidic properties. Let us perform another activity to test whether the acids produce ions only in aqueous solutions or not. And dry test tube. Take 1 gram solid sodium chloride in it. Add some concentrated sulfuric acid H2SO4 to it. Fix a rubber cork with delivery tube to the test tube. Test the gas evolved in the test tube with dry and wet blue litmus paper. Observe the changes of litmus paper. The evolved gas does not change the color of dry blue litmus paper, but wet blue litmus paper turns into red color. The hydrochloric acid gas evolved at delivery tube dissociates in presence of water to produce hydrogen ions. In the absence of water, dissociation of hydrochloric acid molecules do not occur. The evolved gas does not change the color of dry blue litmus paper, but wet blue litmus paper turns into red color because hydrochloric acid is an aqueous solution. The acids like hydrochloric acid give ion in water. Thus, the acids produce ions only in aqueous solutions. Let us see what happens when a base is dissolved in water. When a base dissolved in water gives hydroxide ions, this is OH-. The experimental evidence is shown on the screen. Bases which are soluble in water are called alkalis. But in some cases, all bases do not dissolve in water, like beryllium hydroxide, because it is somewhat soluble in water. Let us do an activity to observe what is involved when water is mixed with an acid or a base. Let us do an activity to observe what is involved when water is mixed with an acid or a base. Take a glass beaker. Pour 10 ml of water in it. Add few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid. Now, slowly shake the beaker. Touch the test tube. Observe the temperature changes. Repeat the process with sodium hydroxide pellets and note down the observations. The temperature of the beaker increases. Addition of acid or base decreases the concentration of ions H3O positive, OH negative per unit volume. So this procedure is called dilution and the acid or the base is said to be diluted. Let us do another activity to know the strength of acid or base. Think and discuss. Why do HCl, HNO3, etc. show acidic characters in aqueous solutions, while solutions of compounds like alcohol and glucose do not show acidic character? If you are unable to get the answer, click the tab Help. HCl, HNO3, etc. ionize in the aqueous solution to produce H+ ions. Hence, they show acidic character. Compounds like alcohol, C2H5OH, and glucose do not ionize in the aqueous solution to give H+ ions. That is, hydrogen present in them is non-ionizable. Hence, they do not show acidic character. Think and discuss. Let us do another activity to know the strength of acid or base. Take 2 glass beakers and name them as A and B respectively. fill one beaker with dilute HCl, hydrochloric acid, and another beaker with dilute CH3COOH, acetic acid. Take a rubber cork and drill 2 holes on it. Now connect 2 different color wires to graphite rods separately. Keep them in 2 holes on rubber cork. Place it in a beaker A and beaker B. Connect the free ends to the 6-volt DC power supply through a bulb. Now switch on the DC power supply. Observe the changes in both beakers. The bulb glows brightly in a beaker with dilute hydrochloric acid, while the glowing intensity of the bulb is low in a beaker with dilute CH3COOH, acetic acid. The diluted HCl is strong acid because it carries high electric current with more ions. The dilute acetic acid is weak acid because it carries low electric current with less ions. Let us learn about the alternatives to know the strength of acid or base. The table given below shows the difference between acids and bases. Universal indicator. A universal indicator can also be used to know the strength of acid or base. It is a combination of several indicators. The universal indicator shows different colors at different concentrations of hydrogen ions in a solution. A scale for measuring hydrogen ion concentration in a solution is called pH scale. The P in pH stands for potential, whose meaning in German is power. A number in pH scale represents the pH value of a solution, which indicates the acidic or basic nature of a solution. pH is a negative logarithm of hydrogen ions. It was introduced by Sorensen. Generally, the range of pH scale is taken as 1 to 14. Solutions with a pH less than 7 are said to be acidic, and solutions with a pH greater than 7 are basic or alkaline. The pH range of colors for a universal indicator is shown on the screen. An increasing in pH value from 7 to 14 represents a decrease in H3O positive ion concentration or increase in OH negative ion concentration. Note: in a pH scale, a range of 0 to 14 provides sensible but not absolute bookends for the scale, because the concentrations of hydronium ions or hydroxide ions can exceed 1 molar. Let us know the importance of pH in everyday life. In living organisms, our body works within the pH range of 7.0 to 7.8. Living organisms can survive only in a narrow range of pH change. In acid rain, if pH of rainwater is less than 5.6, it is called acid rain. When acid rain flows into the rivers, it lowers the pH of the river water. The survival of aquatic life in such rivers becomes difficult. Plants require a specific pH range for their healthy growth. In digestive system, our stomach produces hydrochloric acid, which helps in the digestion of food without injuring the stomach. In digestion process, the stomach generates too much acid, and this causes pain and irritation. To get relieved from this pain, people use bases called antacids. Such antacids neutralize the excess acid in the stomach. In tooth decay, tooth decay begins with the pH value of the mouth is lower than 5.5. Tooth enamel is the hardest substance in the body, which is made of calcium phosphate. In the mouth, the presence of bacteria produces acids by degradation of sugar and food particles remaining in the mouth. The finest way to avoid this is to clean the mouth using toothpastes after eating food. Let us do an activity to understand the importance of pH value. Click each tab to learn more. Take a dilute hydrochloric acid in a beaker. Add few drops of methyl orange indicator to hydrochloric acid. Observe the changes. Now mix the antacid tablet powder in a beaker. Observe the change in color of solution. The color of the solution changes in a beaker. Antacids neutralize the excess acid. Let us do another activity to learn the importance of pH in soil. Another activity to learn the importance of pH in soil. Take about 2 grams of soil in a test tube. Pour 5 ml of water in a test tube. Shake the contents of test tube thoroughly. Now filter the contents and collect the filtrate solution in another test tube. Dip the pH paper strip in the filtrate solution. Observe the changes of pH paper. The color of the pH paper changes into either red or blue. The pH of the soil is too acidic if the paper strip turns red. The pH of the soil is too basic if the paper strip turns blue. When a honeybee stings a person, it injects an acid in that person's skin, which causes pain and irritation. Washing on the stung area of the skin with mild base like baking soda gives relief. It is because baking soda can neutralize the acid injected by the honeybee owing to its basic nature. Stinging hair of leaves of nettle plant inject methanoic acid causing burning pain. To provide relief, a medicine basic in nature can be rubbed in the area. Such a medicine is the leaf of the dock plant, which often grows besides the nettle in the wild. The leaf of the dock plant can neutralize the acid. But already we studied that new salts are formed by the neutralization reaction of base with an acid. Let us do an activity to know more about their preparation properties and uses of salts. We have seen in the process of neutralization, both acids and bases are mixed in definite proportions, produces salt and water. We also know that the reaction between an acid and a base is known as neutralization. For example, by neutralizing hydrochloric acid solution with sodium hydroxide, that is caustic soda solution, a salt, sodium chloride, is produced. Production of salt depends on the type of acid and base. Note: all neutral solutions are not salt solutions. Sugar or starch solutions are neutral solutions, but they are not salt solutions.